people. Hope everyone is good. Yeah, I just want to say quick before I get into this. I'm looking forward to this video, by the way. It's going to be really good. But I just want to say, if my energy is a little low, I apologise. Um, just is a bit at the moment, but is what it is. Tired, stress, all that stuff is part of life. It's the way it is. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone's support in the comments. You're all legends, and it genuinely makes me feel a lot better reading the nice things people have to say. Yeah. In this video, I'm going to talk about Ampadu, a player I've probably criticized more than most this season because, just analysing the performance of the player, I thought for his standards, he could have been better. He has a very, very high standard. He's probably one of the best players in the league. I expect a lot from him. And he's the captain now. That's basically it. I thought it was unbelievable last season. I really liked his performance. And I'm like the last few weeks, the second half, the last game before he got took off, I thought it was really good. In this game, I thought it was really good. And he dominated. So I want to share some clips or some screenshots as to why I thought that and my feelings on it. But yeah, let's get into it. Again, first one, decision making. So I think he gets this picture that he likes to play backwards all the time. He's not progressive. He's slow on the ball, and there is instances earlier on in the season where that was the case, and still can be the case. That's the type of player he is at times. He likes to slow it down. But I have realised there's a lot less of the body language where he's doing this all the time, telling players to slow it down. There's a lot less of that. I think he knows and he's understood that in his role he has to dictate. Sometimes you can speed it up, and that decision making is quicker. So here it is, and Strout's got the ball obviously in this position here. He gives the ball to Ampadu. Ampadu recognises by scanning, which is a key aspect. By scanning that there's no room to turn, and if there is, there's no option. So you'll lose the ball. So he gives it back. So he does a 1-2 with Pascal here. What he does is he moves out. He creates a new angle. From this one to this one. So now he's got three guys in front. He's giving this team a little bit more time to move and find spaces. So he moves out. He scans again. Pascal gives him the ball. His first instinct, again, that's what I liked. By scanning, by understanding what's around him, he knows that maybe there's an option to go forward. There wasn't right now. So what he does, he holds onto the ball. He turns a little bit, initiates the press from them. And we could easily give it back to one of these two, which doesn't really achieve too much. It doesn't beat the press. It doesn't do much. But he just holds on for it for a little second just to wait for that pass. And there it is. He turns, Gruev's in space, and by initiating that pass and by just being patient a little bit more, not taking the safe option necessarily, he's took three out from one pass. And this is decision making. Like I said, he could easily go to one of these two. He just holds on to it a little longer and waits for that option to come, knowing that if it does come down to it, he has two outlets here. And again, just a quick one. This is for where the Aronson chance right in front of goal where he misses, don't get good contact on it. Could easily go side to side here, could easily go back, but actually decides to go into the danger area. He takes that risk. He gives it into feet. And it goes into Joseph Tononto, who gives it out wide to Firpo, crosses it for Aronson. And that move comes from just a brave decision in here. I'll give it in the area. Because what you are doing, again, by making that pass, you're breaking down three of their players. So effectively getting rid of their midfield, or whatever you want to call it, onto their back line. And you need a player that's going to do that. It's important. And there you go. That's, like I said, creates this move where we should score. This is the defensive side of it that I absolutely love. And he's always had this. He's never really lost this, Ampadu, to be honest with you. But that kind of toughness and that reading of the game defensively is really good. So it's about territory. If you're going to dominate a game possession-wise and they're not going to create any chances, the key thing the midfielders have to keep in mind is territory. Don't let Cardiff get any territory. This obviously comes from long balls. This can come from balls in behind. This can come through passing through you, clearly. It can also come from counter-attacks, which can lead to, clear shots on target or corners, whatever. It gets you up the pitch, right? It gives you territory. Ampadu in this game was vital in not letting Cardiff have any territory, which is important. Very important, because it didn't allow them to play their game. They're a team that needs and requires territory to play their game. They like to find spaces, and we didn't let them. And as you can see, Ampadu here, just below my head. I'll move that for 1 second. There, he reads that the only out is this guy. So the defender, we're quite in good position here. The defender gives it to this midfielder, but Ampadu reads that, and he understands that that is their way out. Wins that battle, recognises that's where it's going to be. And as you can see, look, if it does go to him and Ampadu's a second late, it skips past Ampadu. They're in a potential situation here out wide where they can exploit us and gain territory and create a chance even. Very good work from Ethan Ampadu in that situation. Very well done. Now again, this pass doesn't come off. But the idea, I can go forward quickly here. Now, it requires two things in this situation. It requires the player to want to pass the ball forward. It also requires a runner, and we had both. Ampadu gets the ball here. His first intent is, how forward can I go? Not necessarily can I give it into midfield. Can I get right to the back line? Can I exploit their defence? Can I turn them? Can we get in on goal? Gets the ball here, plays that ball through the entire team, by the way. And it's just a little too hard, so Aronson doesn't get there. But the idea is perfect. The run is good. Just the execution. But the idea is there, and that's the key part of it. Their entire team beaten by one pass and one run from Aronson. One little move. Again, this situation that didn't work. So I have to put that in there as well. There's 2 times in the game where you just get caught on it. So Rodon gives him the ball, and I don't think this is a great pass. I'll tell you why. I think it's the wrong option from Rodon. I think we should go wide earlier, to be honest. Or Bogle should be slightly, just a bit deeper, so there's an option there. If Ampadu gets it. Now, the problem is, in this situation, there's no outlet out wide, so you can't bounce it. You can't give it into feet and bounce it out. There's not necessarily an option here. There's 5 guys around him, and he receives it on his left. Now, in order for Ampadu to be effective and give a pass, he needs it on his right. Now, the problem is, when he's turning, this guy here is pressing him this side onto his right. So the second he shifts it onto his right, he's going to get pressed. I don't think it's the right option. I don't think it's the right pass to Ampadu, to be honest. Because the defenders here are narrow. Yeah, there's no clear option. There's no outlet backwards. So he kind of has to go forward, and that's where the trap is set. It's good to go forward, but it's always important that if you can't go forwards, there is an option backwards. Otherwise, you get caught on it. And that was the situation. As you can see, he gets onto his left. He tries to turn onto his right. Still no outlet, still no option. And then the guy wins it. You see what I mean? You see the problem? So I didn't like the pass there. I don't think that's Ampadu's fault, personally. Now, another one, defensively, where he was brilliant, where I love Ampadu. He's always been good at this. Always. So we lose the ball in this situation here, this cluster up here. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. But yeah. But anyway, we lose the ball. And there's potential for Cardiff to counter. There's potential for Cardiff to create a chance to exploit us defensively because we've got numbers up. To gain territory, there's a potential. This guy here again. But look who's on scene to read it. Ampadu is covering the spaces. Excellent when we attack. Anything that comes back, my ball. You're not gaining anything. You're not getting anything from this. We can talk about possession. We can talk about this, that. The reason they don't create chance, a part of that is because your midfielder is doing this job. You're not allowing them to get counters. Look at the goal against Burnley. For me, we didn't have the right personnel back. I know it was from a corner, but even in them situations, I think with that bad at corners, just keep Ampadu back anyway, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Just to avoid a counter-attack. But yeah, from potential danger here, Ampadu gets there. And there's loads of space for the back line. It would have been a danger, and they would have gained territory. So he reads it very well, but the best bit, and this is the best move of the game for me, I love this bit. When he wins it back, the guy comes back at him, he gets his body in front, he keeps the ball, he stays on his feet. He goes down here, look, you can probably get a free kick and we'll pass it short. Don't want to do that. He stays on his feet, he maintains the ball, he maintains momentum. He does a 1-2 with Gruev, and he gives the ball out wide. So he wins the ball back here. He reads it very well. And you can see, look, territory. There was a lot of space that they could have exploited if they won that. Gives the ball into Gruev, gets it back. Again, commanding the tempo, but doing it quickly. Takes 1 or 2 touches, gives the ball out to Ramazani out wide. The ball comes back to Ampadu. And this is where the move is so good. So a few sideways passes, trying to find it, trying to stretch them. It's that ball again into the half space between the lines as well to Aronson. Very tight half space, but it is there. Like doing that pass, he takes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 defenders. Again, their entire midfield, right? So he's on their back line. Good option. We could easily give it here. He could easily give it into Gruev. Take out 1 or 2, but he thought, no, I can take 5. We're on their back line. And he does it. Aronson's on the half turn. The pass came from here to here. Now, the problem is we weren't ready and we were not in an advanced position. You know, ideally, the team are going to recognise Ampadu's going to do that. Bogle's already gone. Firpo's gone. You know, Joseph's turning and going at the defence, not facing the ball. But we weren't. But that's not an Ampadu. That's for the team to recognise when that pass is on. And maybe that's the fact we don't do it so much, that the team were not ready to attack. But we are doing it, and we need to be ready to attack because these are good situations. Your midfielder's doing this pass. You've got to be ready for it. This is a little subtle one, but it's really important. So again, try to clear the ball up to their striker and try and gain territory for the counter-attack. Ampadu gets a little head on it. And what that does is, also you can't see it in here, but watch the game back. The little head he flicks gives it into Rodon's path as opposed to the striker's path. It was going straight to the striker. The little flick takes it into Rodon's path. And then Rodon, obviously, goes into his path, gives it back to Ampadu. Again, Ampadu drives. Gives a little ball into Aronson again in this little space. Doesn't give it Gruev, doesn't play it out wide. He wants to take players out the game. By giving it in Aronson, who's in this little space, he's took 4 out in midfield. And again, you're on their back line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of it. Aronson turns in this area. You're on their back line in the spaces to attack. And it's just a little 5-yard pass. It's the right option, and it's a good option. And it came from him winning that defensive duel, not allowing them territory. And again, just a little one. Long ball, trying to gain territory. Ampadu's there. He wins the header. He's strong. That's the captain. Again, they try a ball. Gruev kind of flicks onto it, but who's on the second ball? Not their striker. It's Ampadu. Striker's running towards the ball, and if Ampadu's not in a perfect position here to read the game, it goes to their striker, and then they're on our back line. Again, they've gained territory. They're up the pitch. But he didn't allow it. He wins that duel. But then he gets it back. And again, passes that take players out of the game. He could easily go to Rodon. He could easily go to Strauch. Probably give it into Gruev. No. How many players can I take out? Or onto their back line again. Their entire attack and midfield gone onto their back line. That's what I love to see. Decision making to get it forward quicker. And again, I'm not getting pressed. Is there a run? Yes. Have they got a high line? Yes. Can I give the ball in behind? Yes. Firpo makes a run. Ampadu does the pass. Firpo is offside. If each holds his run, you're in on goal. There you've took out their entire team from one pass. This is what he's capable of. And it's risk versus reward. There's times that in the game where he tried these passes and they didn't come off. Right, that is a thing. I'm not going to show all of them, but that is a thing that did happen. But there's a lot of times where it could have created a clear chance. Another one. You could play it to Bogle. Does that do out? Does that take any players out of it? No. I could pass it back. Probably in Aronson's feet. No, I'll give it to Firpo out wide. Creates 2v1 out wide against their defender. 2v1. Takes these 3 out of it again. Takes their midfield out of it. Takes their press, whatever it is, out of it. Again, defensive header. Long ball from the goal kick. Trying to gain territory. He says, no, you're not gaining it. And then the final one, which I absolutely love. Gets the ball in this position again. It's that decisive decision making. Bogle makes the run, a key part of it. Ampadu drives and drives, and the weight of the pass is brilliant. The timing of it and the weight of it. He waits and waits until he's in this position here, until he's at the edge of the box. He doesn't do it early. He does it when Bogle's on the last man. So he knows he can give it in behind then. We know what happens. Bogle goes in this position, wins a penalty. We miss. Good play for Ampadu. I could have done this. I could have done 20 more clips. But I just thought he was really good. There was 1 or 2 times where he lost it in dangerous positions, where he made the wrong pass. But generally speaking, a deep line midfielder deciding to make those passes every now and again that can take out 4 or 5 of their players and leave you on their back line. We miss that at times. And I'm so glad he's doing it because we need that. So yeah, I was very impressed with Ampadu. I thought he had a really good performance. I saw him got criticised. Just a player can lose a ball 1 or 2 times a game, people. That's fine. That happens. That's football. But if there's 6 or 7 times where he's made a pass that literally creates a chance, and taking a risk and playing forward, and then defensively not allowing them to have any territory means you can maintain the ball and dominate the game. That's a good performance from a midfielder for me. I was very impressed with him. Hope that this is the best now Ampadu we're getting. So we need him back, and he is. It's been good for a few weeks, I think, especially in the second half last week, before he got took off. I thought he was good. And yesterday, well, against Cardiff the other day, I thought he was excellent. But yeah, please, one of them, because tough times and all that. It's life in it, but yeah, it would help. Don't know, probably not, but I'd appreciate it. Comment as usual, people. I will reply. I do it in bunches. It takes hours, honestly. Like, seriously, there's a lot of comments and I like to read them all. So yeah, just keep them coming. I will reply. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.